Right, holy ones, machiwa to you, starseeds. Isn't that what we're talking about tonight? You starseeds, of course, machiwa. Just getting her started. Preparing. Just getting her started. Forgot to close those windows, guys. Sorry. Let me make sure they're closed. Machiwa. Because it starts playing live while I'm in the live, so what? Sorry about that. So we're just getting ourselves started, balanced, prepared for spirit, making sure we're live. We have lights and sound and action. Makaya. I wanted to start my incense right away. So you guys can get these in rolls of 10. It's a charcoal disc, and they have like two different sizes, but you see the circumference, that's the larger size. So there's a smaller one that you could get. It's a little bit cheaper, I guess. But I like the big ones. Because it has surface area to put more incense than just, a couple pieces. So, and this is just simply something you do, you guys, in your regular life, in your own space, some type of mindful cleansing, some type of protection in your space. Realize this is an ongoing spiritual war on our planet, and so this is something that we have precautions, just like you have insurance for your body and your house. It's just like you have a security system, maybe. Well, that's a mindfulness. That's someone who's thinking about this, spirits, angels, ancestors, someone who also realizes there's dark beings out there. So let's go ahead and light that, because we're going to be talking about Lyran Starseed, homies. Now, whatever starseed, here we got it lit. Whatever starseed you guys are, Pleiadians, Sirians, Orion, Mintakan, Andromedan, Vegan, there's lots of different. You could say countless, thousands of aliens, millions of aliens, unimaginable aliens. We're talking billions, maybe trillions, because we know there's at least 25 billion, in what's called the Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds. So as we talk about the Lyrans tonight, the cat people, which also have blue skin, I wanted to sit. What's up, homies? Representing Lyran, Lyran code, Lyran energy. Some of you connect to Lyrans. Some of you are like experiencing Lyrans, seeing them. I get your feedback. I hear what you guys are doing on your journey and your experiences. I'm so happy to talk about the Lyrans. And so let's just get started. Let me say hello to everyone. This is a live broadcast, and so some people out are regulars, and they come almost every time we do a live. Christian Garcia, I said that right? Much respect, holy ones. And it's going to be hard for anyone to say everyone's name correctly, right? So I do my best. I strive to do my best. Mia Rose, greetings, holy ones. I don't know. That's his name. I don't know. Sup, homie? Al Ward, greetings, my brother. You said it. Blake, oh wow. I was literally just having a conversation about your exact title. About Lyrans? That's a synchrony. What's up? Yeah, it's literally, you guys, when you see the angel numbers 333. I love it when I see 333. It's one of my favorites. I just really resonate with that number. My ultimate number is 999, which is part of my birthday, September 999. So we're like, it would have been cool if I was born 1 year earlier, 9969, but I was born in 70 for a reason. So now, most of my life, I'm like 52 years old, and next month I'll be 53. But most of my life, I had no idea, no concept of Lyran Starseeds or anything about DNA activation, because that's what the word activation implies. You could imply it's your consciousness, but it's your DNA that is projecting your consciousness. So the Guardians go into more detail. It's called a DNA template. So thank you guys for being here tonight. You have incentive because we have a very unique point of view than the New Age movement. Okay, you can go out into the New Age movement and type Lyran Starseeds and find some information. Okay, but this is specifically knowledge coming from the Lyrans. So, and it's pretty serious and important when we talk about where they come from. Okay, because they come from the 12th dimension. All right, and that consciousness, you guys know, right? A lot of you know what that consciousness is. That Lyran Starseed consciousness is also called Christ consciousness. That's what 12 strands of DNA gives you, honey. And we're not chumps, okay? The Lyrans, cat people, are the highest, you would say, council. They're part of what's called the High Council, Lyran High Council. And so we are going to be talking about that tonight from the Christos point of view. So thank you guys for sharing space with me tonight. I do this every Tuesday. I'm doing any type of conversations about spiritual awakening or ascension or aliens like this, Lyran Starseeds. Starman! Whoa, family, what's up? You said it, brother. Thank you for being a member for so long. Thank you for being a moderator. Much respect to you, brother. Glad to see you. I try to start a little bit earlier, you know. My eyes again. Let me check. These are my close-up ones. They usually do better for this. Either Da or Day Author. Much respect. Oh yeah, I just lit it. Thank you for reminding me. I sometimes do that. I light the disc and I start talking and then suddenly forget, you know, I gotta put actual incense. It looks like an ashtray now. Sometimes you gotta clean out the old ashes, but I just have this big burner, so it takes a while to fill up. Mochiwas. Like you're gonna see, I'll show you right now the charcoal. I fill it up. I mean, I basically, you don't want to smother it because then it will stop burning and then you won't get incense. So I would say like maybe 70% of the coal. So I always put frankincense, benzoin, and copal. Sometimes I'll put amber. Like tonight, I'll go ahead and put amber right now, so I'll show you. You'll see the different color resins right here. Let me do it before they melt. Oh, this thing is so annoying. So I'll do it a different way. Put it on my lap. I don't even know if you can see this. See the charcoal melting? You can even hear it, right? So this is powerful, you guys. This is actually something I recommend for spiritual work, prayer, healing, magic, anything, you know, that you're doing in the spiritual world. So now this is without amber. With amber, it's going to be more smoke. And you want to make sure it goes on your body. Imagine you have these aura fields, like several auras around your whole entire body. That's your consciousness. I just made a video today about how we're living in like a simulation. The Guardians call this simulation the holographic universe or holographic matrix. And so it's not reality, honey. So it is a simulation, just not like exactly like the movie The Matrix, but it gives you a good idea, a good reference point to start your consciousness thinking. Because before you saw that movie, most of you didn't know what the hell was another reality, another, realistic experience that you can't tell the difference. Neo didn't know the difference. He felt something was off until Morpheus pulled him out. See, we're pulling you out. It's other indigos helping other indigos. Because your parents fell short. You would say psychologists and governments fell short. They're not helping you. They're harming you. They're harming starseeds. They're harming, any being who's coming in here from one of these other higher worlds. We're talking about your galactic, not just galactic, universal heritage. Okay? Because we speak not galactic and planetary. We more talk about dimensions, other realities. Oh, they're coming from the 12th dimension. They're coming from the 6th dimension, 5th dimension, 4th dimension. We're in the 3rd here on Earth. This is not Earth. This is a different planet. This is inner Earth. This is Tara and Tara. This is all Tara, but inner Earth is an early stage of that's part of. It's part of Earth, which is part of Tara. So it's part of Tara. So because Earth, Tara, Gaia, Armatena is the same consciousness, but going through different stages of itself. That's why there's different names. You think you have the same name and speaking the same language and living on the same planet when you go to the next level of life, of spirit, of body form? So I made this video about form, physicality. Realize some people don't get it right away. You got to realize that we're talking about nothing is real or nothing is solid. Let me correct myself. Of course it's real. Nothing is solid. Nothing is actually physical. Understand that this technology of the hologram is intentionally meant to make you think you're in some physical individual self. You're neither physical nor are you an individual. A body form can only hold so much consciousness. Eventually you grow out of the body. There is no more body. There's no way, for example, the avatars and the rishi, they can't have bodies like this because there's no body that can hold that much consciousness. Understand? You couldn't just come down here with full-blown, consciousness activated, like all your chakra opened and streaming through. You would blow up the Earth. Earth is what? 1, 2, and 3. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 coming in. No, honey, it doesn't work that way. You can have some of that open, like here's a chakra fully open. What about if it's partially open, like 50%? What about 10%? How much is your chakra opened? For humans, we have most of our 1, 2, and 3 opened. Those are the ones that we experience as physical. But nothing's physical. It's just the sensation. Let's say there was something moving so fast, it created something that you could touch. Like some type of energy that just kept moving so super fast or oscillating or vibrating. After a while, you could touch something. You can feel a surface. This is vibration, oscillation, different rates of waveform. There's nothing physical. This, cup is simply vibrating, not physical, vibrating, slower, much slower than the water that it's holding. This crystal is another example of consciousness of something that's alive, that's vibrating at a different level. Okay, now it has enough of our matter form, density 1 matter form. There's enough density 1 matter form for it to be manifest for us. Can you imagine this same crystal right now in the 5th dimension? Imagine this crystal in the 9th dimension. Do you think it looks like this? And by the way, this is a Vogel. This is like one of those freaking amazing. The only thing is, it's not perfected tip because my own carelessness, it's broke on the tip, but it's still a tip. But I'm not using it like a Reiki person. I just love this crystal. This is amethyst, by the way, a form of quartz. And this is the type of stone, an amethyst, you could even use to activate the 6th dimension. That's your 6th chakra, 6th dimension. 5th chakra, Blu-ray, 5th dimension. 39,000 years AD, you know? This is 50,000 plus, like 54,000 years. Okay, that's like 52,000 years in the future. Come on. So this being, you can feel its energy, part of its energy while you're here. If you got your expanded energy, you can feel higher energies. Maybe you'll start receiving a different type of communication, some type of telepathy. You're touching it. It's touching your chakra. It's connected. Your axiotonal lines. We're realizing this anatomy, you know. So these Lyrans are coming from this high level 12th dimension, you guys. And so there's another thing that just people don't understand. Like, they're thinking the Lyrans are here, like in their lion form. No, they're not here in their lion form, cat form. Feline, the guardians just say feline hominid, right? Feline hominid. Arms and legs. Walking, talking, blue skin, giant, yeah, bigger than us. Cat Vato. What's up? Gato Vato, homie. Those cats. It was it was part of the Egyptian Ceres Egyptians, which are aliens, indigos, starseeds. They're starseeds. And this starseed race helped build the pyramids. And they taught the Hebrews how to help them. So the Hebrews are also part of making the pyramids. Are humans from ancient days different than Hebrews today? Most likely, yes. Just like humans of any race is different nowadays than Atlantis. Atlantis, you had a different consciousness. But get this, they were more evolved. Because the Atlanteans have 3 strands of DNA. You have 4. But they were more evolved technologically because they had active connections to alien beings, extraterrestrial technology. And so, like, we don't see that. We don't see spaceships coming and trading with us, speaking to us. You don't see our people talking to them on TV. No. One day it will. But that's what they were experiencing in Atlantis. Okay, we had it before. We had extraterrestrial. It was no big deal to know about aliens and their technologies because we were more advanced. Remember, we had the Ankh technology. We had there's actually a very powerful objects. The Ankhs are one of these objects. There's something called the rod and something called the staff. So these are actually higher dimensional energies. Like, think about it. I'm sure some of you have thought about, hey, what kind of technologies can the Guardians do down here, you know? Well, there's an example. When we were more awakened in ancient Egypt, we were able to have access to the planet. Like, there's still distortion there, of course. Look, we became dark. Our people became dark. You know, we were Atlanteans. We were one of the Atlanteans. A lot of us have some dark history there. Some of us lived in Lemuria. You know, all of you did. You know, if you have 2 strands, that means you had to be a Lemurian. The second strand of human race is the Lemurian strand. We have the Atlantean strand, and now we're working on the Aryan strand, but it's not fully done. It's like this, like a stub. You just got a little stub. We're not supposed to have a stub. We're supposed to be growing this DNA, so you have 4 and then eventually 5 strands of consciousness. See, remember, we're down here. You want to have 4 and 5, at least. That's green ray, blue ray. The indigos have the indigo ray. They're the ones that have awakened their third eye. They're the ones living in the angel, celestial level. You don't hear many people talking about that. You put that together when you learn Ashiana's work. Okay, this is the Guardian's work. This is our work. You understand the concept. She came and reincarnated here as an indigo. She's an indigo. You're indigo too. It's our work. But she's the speaker one. She's in control of you would say, she manages the information. Because there's something talked about the CDT plates, Cloister Dora Terra plates. The CDT plates are actually physical, multi-dimensional technology that guardians who are trained to by the guardian. I say guardians, us down here, the starseeds, trained by our higher guardians, because we need to be trained. She needed to be trained, Ashiana. And so you literally will get training, and she apparently had training through a future time period in Hawaii, specifically Kauai. There's a Guardian starbase there in Kauai. And so this sounds ridiculous to some of you, but realize there's actual alien beings. They have spaceships. They have powerful technologies. It's science fiction. It's godlike to us. We're still using fossil fuels and shit to transport ourselves. What the F? When there's a secret space program and cures for, I can't say there's no, cures, okay? There's some type of healing for all these diseases and cancers. There is healing already known. But you're down here, you don't get to know that. You don't get to see a med bed, you don't get to go see, or you're not allowed to know about the UFOs, but now they have to start coming out and talk about them. Because these aliens, you realize they've been involved with us and they fight us. There's literal physical fights with them. And different races, and they actually have come in World War I, World War II, and many other wars. Why would they not come and be part of this death? Yeah, that's what war is. They make money from death. It's a sick, fallen angelic consciousness to have war. When you know that you're having a bunch of wars, you know you have fallen angelic consciousness here, leading and guiding the way. So, we got these positive Lyran Starseeds, but we have also some negative, dark, even related to us. The Anunnaki are related to us. They're originally called the Anu. We're the Anuhazi, they're the Anu. We're feline hominids, they're feline aquatic apes. Different beings. More like a scary looking mermaid. So, we're talking about the Anu who actually create the Anunnaki, which are dolphins themselves, part dolphin, part hominid, dolphin hominid, bipedal dolphin people who are dark, like dark as in negative. I mean, we hear so much about these Anunnaki, but no one talks about them looking like dolphin people. Okay, so this is the Jehovians. Jehovian Anunnaki, but they made some human-looking beings below them. They seeded a race called the Nephilim. And the Nephilim are half Anunnaki, half human. So that was it's not the only hybrid. There's more hybrids on Earth. That was way back thousands of years ago, right? Well, now look, there's more alien hybrids here. And so this is part of the spiritual war, and the Lyrans are definitely involved. And every time I have these powerful visions, in ceremony, in medicine, I'm gonna see this. Lyran cat people, vatos. No joke, no bullshit. I have no reason to lie. I've already talked about them before. Why do you think I'm so involved with making videos about Lyrans? Because it's one of the main focus. It's where we come from. We're the ones trying to help remind you of that. Your true heritage is you're a Christed avatar, alien, super. It sounds bad to say a super race, but what do you call a race that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different races inside of it? Wouldn't you call that a super race? That is what is really defined as a super race. You're made of Hyperboreans, Polarians, Lemurians, Atlanteans, Aryans, Muvarians, Unchechi, Antrians, Brenoa, Hibaru, Melchizedek, Uniseti. You're made of all these races, homies. There's 13 because there was 2 races inside that maid strand. Wait a second. Did I say it wrong or right? Hyperboreans, Polarians, Lemurians, Atlanteans, us, the Aryans. See, we're the 5th race, creating the 4th strands. Because the first 2 created the 1st strand, the Lemurians created the 2nd strand, which is the 3rd race, though. Anyways, yeah, there's these all combined together in our DNA. You could call it a super race, or you could just call it a super consciousness, because that's a collective, it's a tribe, and actually, in Tara, in the 5th dimension, you're called super. You're a super consciousness. You're experiencing the minds of 12 other there's 12 of you, 11 other beings. You have your individual consciousness, but you also have the collective consciousness inside you, inside your awareness, all at once. All beings in higher realities, well, I guess I can't say all beings, but just the fact alone that you're in a higher dimension, you're more a higher being than we're in right now. So, the consciousness is actually, Ashiana, she breaks it all down in some master, ascension program. Something to do with Templar. See, the Guardians call it Templar. She calls it the Master Templar course. So, if you want to learn Ashiana Dean's Master Templar course, it's definitely a Master Advanced course. But you're going to learn how to, it's going to teach you a lot of things. But, even the history of our planet and all the Guardian different races and the different organizations and all about your freaking DNA and your consciousness and your spirit and how it all works. You're not going to hear this nowhere. Only from that work, body of work. I am a student of this work. That's what I speak about. So I see other people speaking this work. You can learn this knowledge yourself, utilize it, and maybe start sharing it with other people. So let me show you this diagram, you guys. This gives you a visual understanding of this consciousness and where the Lyrans are. And that's what people call this type of race, because they're from the Lyran system. But what's their name? Their name is Anuhazi. They're the Lyran Starseed. They look like cat people. And they're called Anuhazi. One word, Anuhazi. Say it with me. Anuhazi. Anuhazi. And we're learning the Anuhazi Lyran language. Shaddai Ure Akuntun. Shaddai Ure Akuntun. You know, you're going to learn these words. Om E Da I Patuma. Om E Da I Patuma. Patuma, Patuma, E Deita, E Kumna. So you're going to learn all of these different words. And I'm speaking an extraterrestrial language, and not just that, but the original one, the first one of all others. You know how on Earth we use reference to Latin as the original of all languages. Well, when it comes to the universe, the universes, the multiverse, well, there was one original race, and it was the Anuhazi, who seed us. That is our founders race, and they seeded us down here. You could call them our creators, you know, but that will upset religious people because they, you know, that sounds like blasphemy or something. Higher races create lower races. It's not, and when we talk about all being God, well, they're God. Religious people want to put a trademark on it and say, no, we're just God. No, all are God, vatos. Bullshit. You haven't awoken enough. Study consciousness and this Christos. You're interested in Christ, right? Well, study Christos, Holy One. The innerchristos. And learn about the Lyran Starseeds called Anuhazi. Learn about what are indigo children. Learn about the blue skin Maharaji, where we get the name Magi Kings, Priest Kings, from Atlantis, from Lemuria. We were in all these times, and ancient Egypt. Now, we're here now, just dressed differently, named differently, speaking differently. So, do you remember any Atlantean? What about Mu? Do you know some language of Mu, or Lemurian language? Lemurian. Mu. And you can say, instead of Lemuria, you can call it Mu. Why is it like that? Because that used to trip me out because nobody explained it. Well, the Guardians explain it. There's a more ancient, on the continent that, well, they weren't called exactly Lemurian, but something close to it, like Lemurian. Okay, so there's 4 different Lemurians, dude. So I don't actually remember this ancient name. This is from 550 million years ago. But I could look it up. You guys can find this information in... Is it in Voyagers? I believe it's in Voyagers. Voyagers 2. So, and we tell you how to get that. You just go online and put Ashiana Dean Archive.org, and Indigo Wizard or Starman will help you out. And I lose track of what I'm saying because there's so much information coming through, man. It's like a river. It's like a flow. And that's what my lives are. It's a flow of spirit. And as I teach you this, I'm not teaching you anything. I'm just reminding you what you already know, you guys. That's how it's explained. We know all this. It's in our DNA. We just have to reclaim it, activate it. It's like you sitting and you got this, let's say a brand new Christmas gift. You're so amazing, and it's some type of thing you turn on, like an electronic device, and you want to start using it right away, but you find out you have no freaking batteries, and you need batteries or something ridiculous like that. You guys have this freaking super conscious, superhuman, meta-human, super godlike human, DNA, body inside you that's dormant. You're going to activate that dormant DNA. That's what Oceana's Guardians teachings teach you. Bioregenesis, how to fix and reclaim your original DNA template, at least a portion of that higher consciousness, so you can make this leap, what I keep calling a metamorphosis, because you're not the same being at all anymore. You're a different being up there, godlike to what you are at this level. So think of yourself as going to be like a god. These wondrous perceptions and abilities and consciousness, not to mention your memory. It's not like saying proud is a bad thing. These beings are very proud to be serving light. Like they just are in tune with it more than you can imagine compared to here. People are just like, they don't, revere spirit. It's some magnificent power, amazing, because it is amazing to us compared to our energy. Come on. I just told you they're like godlike to us. It's amazing. And you see them. You hear, speak, look into their eyes. It's no joke. And you're all capable of that. All humans are. We all have the psychic anatomy. They're called Templar. Other people call them chakras. Other spiritual beliefs that are ancient. Well, the Guardians are much more ancient. Remember, they come from billions of years ago. Literally, they were created 950 billion years ago. Almost a trillion. Right, real close to a trillion years old. Our system, our reality fields, all of it, not just some of it. I mean, the whole shebang is 950 billion years old. Now, this is what the Guardians tell us. And Ashiaram breaks it down in all these masterful diagrams that look like they're from outer space or some hyper advanced. Who did this? When you see this diagram, these diagrams, her diagrams. I'm not talking about the one that I used to compile. I made this compilation. Like I took many things within the teachings and put them in one picture, one diagram. I even had some assholes say, hey, you shouldn't reveal that much knowledge. What the F, man? That's the wrong mindset. You're in the false creed mindset, honey. It's not about a special chosen people. It's not about a hierarchy. It's not about an elite. Okay? That's the control system. That's the vampire system. The darkness. We transmute that shit. What's up? Yeah, Chula. We are doing this. We have this principle of light. We come here with the covenant of light to serve light, to represent the Guardians. We are the Guardians who have incarnated. Remember, we made a sacred soul contract with our parents. It's a big deal. That's 2 contracts. One with your mother and your father. You have a contract. You have permission to be their child. So you're born. You come down. Remember, the soul level is up here in dimension 5. Okay? And then this being comes down to dimension 3. Down steps. Goes through what's called the fetal integration process. Because you're dealing with the fetus when you're just a tiny little embryo. according to the Guardians, there's nothing alive in there until 33 days minimum. A minimum. You can't have some soul that you're going to murder if you did an abortion before 33 days. After, okay, honey, you're in a whole nother ball game. Now you are responsible for a soul. And according to Ashiana, I've heard her talk about this. Okay, this is her, the teacher, talking about how women who abort their babies, this being, where do you think it goes? When you abort it out of your body, but the consciousness is stuck in your fields. That's why you want to do it before 33 days. Because the Guardians tell us 33 days. Do it before 33 days. And I wouldn't wait to the 32nd day. Why, take care of that shit in your head. Because you don't want to be responsible for this being stuck in your fields. And it won't be. And actually, think of this as a trip. This may trip you out. Because that's a different father. Let's say, in that lifetime. And you carried this child with you into your next life. When you have a baby again, guess what? This is according to the Guardians. You're gonna be pushing the other one out. It'll be stuck in your fields. You have this little baby's soul consciousness stuck in your fields. It's not progressing. You're not progressing until this is resolved. You ain't ascending until this soul gets out. So it's unfortunate that it's the woman has to deal with this. The man doesn't have to deal with that. But women, that means it's a responsibility on you. You don't want to be responsible for murdering a consciousness willfully. You did it with intent. When people are not understanding life, understanding consciousness, apparently. See, that is the harm done from religion. Saying you don't have a soul, or you do have a soul, or this only has souls, and that doesn't have a soul. Bullshit. All are God. Everything is alive. Plastic is alive. Artificial intelligence is alive. It's all God. Let that sink in. Let that, filter and transmute this. What is this logic on earth, man? Okay, so this is all energy, guys. This is all consciousness. Abortion is about energy and consciousness. Not only yours. Yes, the baby is alive. It's a being. Just as important as you. Another piece of God, just like you. And you go through this. Imagine what they're doing in religion. They're killing and sacrificing Jeshua, which was bullshit. Excuse my language. Jeshua was not sacrificed, honey. That's the wicked sigil. Seeing a sacrificed Christ, seeing Christos sacrificed, is a black magic spell that you are sending lots of energy to. You're sending lots of energy to this sacrifice. You guys, this is flowing through. I didn't make notes of this, man. I didn't look at this today. It's just coming through for a reason. It was meant for somebody. So, anyways, hey, do it before 33 days. Hey, use protection, or something. If you don't want this soul in your life. A soul. Sex has a sacred purpose, but do you think what's in earth, the sex is sacred? Okay, and it's explained. First of all, Ashiana has a whole series on sacred sexuality from the Guardians. Okay, so if you're into that, I'm personally not. But if you are, there's a whole course for you. But I mean, that could change. I don't know. I don't want to get off topic. Let me find my glasses again. Don't sit on your glasses. There's one pair. Well, that's the ones I'll use for this. Moonset Dreams is feeling blissful. Jeshua in 5D guiding the way. Well, they actually call him of Jeshua, Sananda, Melchizedek, and he's a density 4 avatar. What they call a Christos avatar. A 12-dimensional consciousness way up there is called a Christos being, a Christos consciousness. And if you see my diagram, I forgot to show you, right? I'll show you the diagram and you'll see where it's at. And that is what's inside all humans. Jeshua, this density 4 Christos avatar, Jeshua Christos, Jeshua Christ, Jesus Christ, came to earth. This master indigo type 1 is called indigo type 1 child, was born. And so, but this is a high level indigo, man. There's like not that many indigo type 1s, but I have to add on to that in a little bit. Most indigos are indigo type 3. Most indigos on the planet are these indigo type 3s, and there's less of indigo type 2s, and even less of indigo type 1s. But remember, I just said I wanted to say something else though. According to Ashiana in Voyagers 2, there was 750,000 more indigo type 1s that came in and during this last 20 years, so, or since the millennium. So realize there's a bunch of almost 1 million probably now indigo type 1s. That is some major consciousness on earth, man. That's not my age group. I'm the indigo group from the 70s and 80s. If you're born in the 60s, 70s, well, I think she said somewhere around the 70s and 80s, 60s. I don't know, I would say 60s something to 80s something. If you're born in there, you're probably an indigo type 1. But, I consider myself an indigo type, I meant to say type 2, right? I did say type 2, right? I consider myself to be an indigo type 1 only because of what I've experienced, but because there's no way I could experience that as indigo type 2, I believe, what I've witnessed. And so, but I was born in the 70s. But these aren't like just freaking hardcore rules. You got to understand, indigos have actually been coming in like this, like not all at once, not continuously like humans do. You know how humans, there's always babies being born. They would come progressively over time, and sometimes like in groups, like in spurts. That's a good word. They would come in spurts. So obviously there's spurts, older spurts of indigo type 1s and 2s and 3s. So it's not a strict rule of which indigo child you are. Just check your consciousness. That's what I did. I had to check my own consciousness to realize, man, it's real. I can only imagine Ashiana's personal experiences and stories and visions, and man, oh man, because I seen some pretty freaking unfreaking what the F type, what, no, yes, wow, OMG, OMG, OMG. So what did she experience, right? Yeah. I have seen Joshua, I've seen John the Baptist, I've seen Ashiana, but her name wasn't Ashiana up there. You remember Miriam? I've seen him. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not trying to prove nothing, guys. I consider myself humble. I'm sure some people think otherwise, but I've been humbled because I've been through losing everything in my life. Well, I didn't lose my truck, but that's only because I pulled it out of the driveway as the house was on fire. Otherwise, I would have lost the truck. I couldn't find the keys because I was so lucky for some reason. I can't even remember why. My dad had it in his pocket. So my truck was rescued. I think we pushed it out of the driveway or something. So if that doesn't humble a human being, when you lose all your possessions and lose your place to live, and then you're like I remember, dude, I wasn't expecting company or anything. I was all no shave and all like Grizzly Adams and shit, and then I just had simple like a flannel and but I had no socks and shoes. They were all burned. Everything was burned. I lost all my clothes. Just what I had, and I had no shoes, and I had no home, and I had no belongings, and I lost everything. When you say everything, I mean like I lost everything in my life. Even all my daughters, like I had some expensive shit, but I was missing my daughter's artwork that she did when she was 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and stuff. And all my videos of her, videotapes of her, filmed, all wiped out. Gee, thanks, universe. You know, things you can't replace. You can replace a big screen TV and furniture and shit. We lost some cats in that fire, I believe. I don't know, maybe they all ran outside. I hope they ran outside. I really hope they ran outside. I believe they ran outside. Because what did I do? What do other people do when they're found themselves inside a fire? Escape, not hang around. So I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I heard glass shatter, and that woke me up. And there was 3 cats, beautiful cats, on my bed. I saw them jump up and take off really quick. I didn't have time to see where they went because I was seeing smoke outside my window. Smoke. And you smell it, and then you hear more things shattering, and then it starts becoming dark in my room because there's so much smoke. I didn't see the fire inside the house yet, but I didn't matter because I was completely surrounded by smoke. It was black, pitch black. I couldn't see nothing. And I said, dude, if there's a beam that's about to fall on my head or something, you better get the F out of here. So I did. Wow, man. That will humble you. That's my humble story. I became humbled hardcore. And the other time I became humbled in my life, so my soul really had to smush me down. Oh, smush me down more because I had to basically I became homeless. And so I lost most of my stuff. All the expensive furniture that was actually brand new and shit. I had to let go of a leather chair that was electric recliner, and it was brand new and all what. So, but anyways, I became homeless, but I put stuff in storage at least. It wasn't destroyed by fire this time. So I was living in a tent. Well, not right away. I was living in my back seat of my Camaro, and you know how much room is back there? Obviously, I had to sell the Camaro and get a truck, which was more space to sleep in. But eventually, I got a tent, a nice sized tent, so I wasn't so cramped. And I was out there with solar power. No, not solar power. I wanted solar power. I had a generator. So, you can see some of my videos here on Christos Avatar. I'm in a tent. There's a time I was homeless for the second time I was homeless was intentional because I was moving and I was trying to find a house like this house and to rent. I'm just renting, you know. And but yeah, you guys, the Lyrans are a big part of this whole thing with humans, because think about this. In another level, in a higher reality, this is the Lyran's planet called Armentana. First, Earth turns into Tara in density 2. In density 3, Tara becomes Gaia. In density 4, Tara becomes Armentana. So, we're Armentana, actually, you know? A piece of it. We're a piece of the cat people. A piece of it. Get it? They seeded the Lyran Sirens. The Lyran Sirens seeded the Tyranesium. Well, that's us. I skipped a few races though. After the Lyran, the Anuhazi seeded the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi, a different version of itself. But it's a hominid. I mean, a different appearance. They were actually called the Tall Whites, as Lyran Syrian Anuhazi. That's their race name. That's what the Guardians refer to them. And the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi, they create an angelic race called the Orifim. And they're in the 5th dimension, like our friend Arvato said. And all these powerful races, the Azarites, the Tyranesium, us, the Orifim, they all live and exist in the 5th dimension, dude. You know that must mean that the Guardians have some hardcore security there for a reason. The Azarites are the most powerful beings in our realities. I mean, out of all realities, the Azarites, blue angels, who come out of the Elohai, they are the most advanced beings in our reality. So just think about that. Okay, and some of their DNA was used to make us. At the 12, we have 12 strands, but we're living in 5D and 6D. Of course, you know, you're involved there. So I mean, there's still part of Tara in 4D. People forget about that. 4D, 5D, 6D is all Tara, but at different levels of itself. But Tara eventually transcends into Gaia, you know, and then it has a total different consciousness and body. We live in a totally different world up there, guys. We're some freaking... I mean, if density 2 is godlike to us, what the F is density 3 like to us, and density 4? Man, I've seen these levels. And if you see them too, I know you do, some of you, they're like so freaking powerful. Even if you get to experience it only for a nanosecond or a minute or an hour. I felt it for an hour, man. I think my record is over a few hours now. Because I'm accumulating these experiences, you guys. And I try to share that with you. That you can do it too. Thank you for the love, you guys. You're so beautiful. Look at you. We're doing this together, homies. If you guys sincerely, let's be sincere, okay? If you guys like this information, if I've helped you, because I get your messages, a lot of you tell me I have this work, the Guardian's work, has helped you. And so please subscribe or consider donating, you guys. Do one of those super chat stickies. I just ask you to help support Christos Avatar so we can expand. I literally, I can do this without your assistance. It would just be like a lot longer. So with our team effort, it'll be a lot faster. And the goal is to reach 1 million people and have this whole series of teachings that actually, you know, because I have to do it without copywriting Ashana's work, and I respect her work. I love her, man. I can't just sit there and some of her words, you notice she puts little copyright symbol on it. So I with your support, I will be able to develop not just, and it won't just be me, it'll be some of you will be part of the group. I want a group of us doing this work and teaching it, and having seminars, and even having a, my dream of having a retreat center, a spiritual retreat center in Sedona. Some of you will be personally invited. Some of you who support this work, and of course there will be some type of GoFundMe type of stuff to make that happen. That'll be our retreat. I might even make it so you can all be part of the shares or something, why not? Because I want this to be transparent, and it's not about Ashana, it's not about me or someone else, right? It's about all of us, and you all should be involved. And so, contribute our energy. Even like something like Indigo or Starman, they're contributing their energy, and anyone who's part of this energy is going to benefit you guys. If you're part of the Christos, and you're involved in those principles and those ideals of the guardian, what it's like to be a guardian, someone following all our God, someone connecting to angels and spirit guides and ancestors, someone connecting to these high level, what you call higher consciousness. I mean, you guys can benefit from reaching them. You want to reach them. You need to reach them, because you're pulling in their DNA to help you elevate your DNA. You're pulling in higher consciousness so your consciousness can go up. And that's what we do here. This is how we roll. That's how innerchristos, the freedom teachings, that's how we do it. What's up? John Kunkel, thank you, Holy One. You were caught in a false creed. Oh, it's awesome to see you guys using the vocabulary. Start using the vocabulary. False creed. You said it, Holy One. And actually, she uses the word false creed once. No, actually, I back up. Voyagers 1 and Voyagers 2 was not written by Ashana Dean. She says it herself. A guardian wrote that. A higher guardian wrote that. Guardians wrote that material. Of course, she does the workshops, but she mentioned it herself that she didn't, it's not called channeling. It's called Kalanta. She used Kalanta to retrieve the information, but not Voyagers. Voyagers was done by other guardians. Just so you guys know, that information is so freaking awesome, right? Voyagers 1, Voyagers 2. It is so profound. It's like from beginner level all the way up to advanced level, because you probably don't understand all of it. And it's the beginner stuff. You have to grasp some of it so you can move up to Kathara. It's a big part of Kalantic science is Kathara 1, Kathara 2, Kathara 3, and Kathara 4. That's spelled Kathara. And even though some stuff has changed, man, Kalantic science is going to teach you a lot about your spiritual ascension. You still need to do some other things. Like, don't forget about your Merkaba. You need to have a vehicle of light. You need this working and know how to do it. Ashana teaches you how to do it, man. And while I respect her and her work, just understand there's some of me coming through my lives. You guys are getting some of me and my Christos, my personal Christos. And you hear me speak these other languages. I'm not channeling you guys. Understand, Ashana talked about channeling. The Guardians are against channeling. We are talking about a different concept. It's called interdimensional communication with your own personal Christos. And I don't know how to do what she does. She's the one that was taught how to do it. She's speaker 1. I don't even know if that means speaker 2 or speaker 3 were able to do it. I don't think they were. She was the only one bringing in, through Kalantic techniques that she was trained to do, to bring in this information. Not channeling. From your own guardianship. Your own avatar, your own Christed ones. Yours, not an external or some other being, right? I'm sorry. So, Ashana talks about the Lyrans. You'll see the Lyrans talked about in Voyagers 1, Voyagers 2, and the work. Because they are the blue flame. Elohai, blue flame, guardians. Emerald Order. Melchizedek Cloister, Emerald Order. It's interesting because she copyrights stuff like that. But there's others of us in Melchizedek Cloister, Emerald Order. I'm just saying it's not limited to Azurite Temple or whatever she's calling herself, Tantri Ahura. It's not limited to that. There's more of us who are Melchizedek. There's more of us who are indigo children. There's more of us who are teaching and speaking truth. This is our teachings. But I still have to be careful and mindful of her copyrights. I'm just saying that publicly so it's all understood. Where my intentions are, I'm transparent. And I wish she was more transparent. I love her to death, but some of that stuff bugs me, right? I would love for her to reach out to me, or her group reach out to me and talk to me about some of the stuff. I'm open-minded. I'm very, like, I don't judge. I follow the law of one. I'm trying to just say, hey, there could be better management. There could be some better explanation of what has even happened to the group and to the tribe shield. And, what do you think we're supposed to do? Sit here and do this? No, we're active. We're doing something, Holy Ones. And I keep active every single day. I hope you do too, are reaching out to your higher consciousness. Like a prayer. Speak like a prayer to your higher self. What's up with that? It's not complicated. You don't need to know no specific verse of a Bible or a specific poem or anything. You could just be bluntly simple. Just be simple in your it's like in your prayer, in your communication with yourself. And you don't have to go scrub yourself super clean and wear white and bullshit. I've connected to these beings. I've seen these beings when I was scruffy and in my underwear and, what the F. Do you think these holy beings care about that shit? Oh, but you care. To you, it's necessary. To you, it's important that you must be this pure, clean person. No, bullshit. I call bullshit. I know that you will see this in religion. Not this Christos inner Christ understand. Mokuya, you're being attacked. Your belief system, your true religion, spiritual knowledge, was taken over and changed. That's like deformed and distorted. Now you follow false creed, like our brothers mentioned, false creed, energy, consciousness, religion. I'm not saying religion is a bad word. I'm saying what has happened to religion and what religion is teaching consciousness on earth. And here we are talking about consciousness, talking about spiritual energy and spiritual awakening, spiritual ascension. There's a science to God. Ashana doesn't teach you just about your light body and the aura and the huva bodies and the plasma bodies and all these conscious. She just doesn't do that. You're going to learn about the aliens in our timeline in Tara, in our timeline in ancient Egypt. What happened in Lemuria and Atlantis? Who are we really? What are we connected to? The alien races. I hear all the New Agers talking about the Pleiadians, Arcturans, or other races. But our races. You're not knowledgeable about inner Earth. You're not knowledgeable about the, there's inner Earth kingdoms. There's empires. 12,000, 144,000. There's beings, there's so much more. You need to learn, Holy Ones. I mean, people talking about flat Earth or Tataria. You know, you're getting a small portion. Come on, aim higher. There's more, much more to God, to creation. You want to know the creation of God because there's much more to God. Yeah, why get a keyhole? You know how small you're trying to see the world. What? I can't see jack shit. Exactly. You don't want to see just through a portion. You want to get it all. Awaken. Excuse me. Enlighten yourself. I'm playing buttons on my keyboard that messes up the window. Now I don't know how to fix the window. Really? That's interesting. It's not the end of the story, but thank you guys for being here. There's 100 souls on here? Hell yeah, baby! I think I missed some of that. I'm sorry, you guys. You know, when it starts flowing like a river, it's hard to just, you know, stop. John, yes, Holy One. Nicholas M, what's up, Bato? What's up? What's up? I like the little fox, man. The little fox is one of my spirit guides. Like, I don't have these spirit guides in my life right now, but I've had them for like 10 years almost. It seemed like, well, not that many, but like 6 to 8 years. I've had this fox in my life in the past, and it was, thank you, just thank you. That was just a beautiful thing, because this, like, you have this little animation of hearts and love, and this being was very loving to me. So thank you for that. Thank you for supporting Christos Avatar. Yeah, you guys, there's a lot of you souls in here. Thank you so much for being, because you're all on a spiritual awakening. You're all on a spiritual journey, and good to see you, Kobe. Well, think about Dracula. What is Dracula? It's a creature that's vampiring life force from other beings against their will. Yes, I would say that's bad, negative, dark, wicked even. So to each their own. If you're into that, if you're into watching horror, those are signs, homie, that your consciousness is dark. Check it out, maybe. When we go on a spiritual journey, we talk about stop being Dracula. Okay, you like Dracula? Stop being a vampire. Stop it. Draining people. Stop stealing, manipulating, controlling, manipulating. Well, hello. That's the false creed way. That's the dark way. That's the Satan. They call themselves that. They call themselves Luciferian. Well, we're not saying it. Okay? They're proud of it. Hey, you study some of these teachings, you're learning that 50,000 years ago is when they made something called the Luciferian Covenant. Ain't coming from Earth, honey. Okay, there's all kinds of Anunnaki. There's the Jehovah's Anunnaki, the Nephilim Anunnaki, and there's hybrid Anunnakis. They're called Anu-Dracos. If you're a hybrid, part Anunnaki and part reptilian, you're an Anu-Draco now. The best of both worlds. If you're, I mean, these are competing gangsters, right? Competing fallen angels. Imagine like MMA and they're facing each other and they want to destroy each other. Anunnaki creature looking at a reptilian dragon creature and they want to Chawakaya. This is a spiritual war, and those are the main contenders. According to Ashiana's recent work, the dragons are the ones that are kicking Anunnaki to the side. I'm not saying the Anunnaki are out of the picture, but they're lost some of their power to the reptilians. And it's a different consciousness. This consciousness is what we, the Guardians, call fallen angelic consciousness. Okay? So, and some of it's related to the Lyran Starseeds. Okay? We got feline hominids, and in Dimension 11, you're going to see feline aquatic apes. So let me show you this diagram so it makes sense. It makes, if I can get out of it, I got Alt-Tab now because this thing's all messed up. Alright, let's put the Photoshop on. I didn't want to show you this one yet, but we'll show you where the Lyrans are. Now, this is God's creation. God created this 15-dimensional time matrix. It's all God. You see? This is all inside of God. All these levels of reality, all these races and beings, all of this is only one piece of creation. You're not even seeing other parts. If you want to learn more, look at Ashiana's advanced work. You're going to see other higher God worlds. This is just one part of God. And inside a hologram, because that's what it is, it's called the 15-dimensional time matrix. It's a hologram field. It's a simulation of physicality. It's a simulation of individuality. The illusion of it, the perception of it. It's a technology that helps ascended masters, which are creations of God. Notice everything is under the creation of God. There is nothing that can become. Look, this is inside of God. Darkness, part of God in the hologram, in a 15-dimensional time matrix, it's possible. Not in the higher God worlds, but in the hologram matrix, you can have fallen consciousness. These are distortion levels. You know, you have the highest level distorts to a lower levels, and then you get to these levels that distort into these lower levels, which are archangels, by the way. These are avatars. And then these distorted. You see, this is actually God in a spectrum of from highest high vibe consciousness all the way down to the lowest level of itself as an individual. But this is illusion. You're never an individual. But that's all you got down here. You only got 3 levels of consciousness. You don't recognize, understand these higher levels of soul, of angel, of archangels. You have no reference point. You don't understand that level yet. You only have this. And that's what my teaching is about, what Ashiana teaches about. And this is Informations and Voyagers. You're going to learn about Tara. Most New Agers go straight to Gaia. They're clueless. They think Gaia is 5D. No! Gaia is way beyond your conception of Gaia. There's Tara first. People just skip Tara. They think, oh, the soul's not important. I'm going to go from here and skip all the way to Gaia. No, you're not, Vato Loco. You are loco if you think that. You think you're going to suddenly be an archangel when you still got to go through the astral mind. You still have to go through 4,230 year AD into the higher 21,900 plus AD into 39,000. That's the 5D, right? Or 6D. That's where 5D starts. 5D starts in this year. 6D starts in this year. Which is what? Your third eye. This is your third eye and your angel. Your angel consciousness. Way above the humans, right? Down here and earth. And subconscious, instinctual, and your ego, reasoning mind. So this is what we're about, you guys. This is what creation is. And God created this and in a spectrum. All of these chakra, what the Guardians called Templar, is a spectrum of God. From the highest level, which means they have the most knowledge, the most consciousness, the most energy. All the way down to the lowest energy, the lowest level of consciousness, way down here. And we're just talking about our planet. Okay, this is not like talking about Sirius's versions of it itself, or or was it the Pleiades planet? Oh, Alcyon. Alcyon has its versions of matter form. All aliens, like these aliens in the third density in dimensions 7, 8, and 9, Arcturians, the Leonines, the Aqua Hominids, hello, merfolk, mermaids, merman, cetaceans, dolphins, porpoises, whales, Elohim. I'm not sure. I have to look at my notes. I forgot what they look like. It's not the same Elohim as the one way up here. Or, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Not the same one as this high level Anu Elohim. That's what I was trying to get to. There's the Anuhazi in 12th dimension, guys. And the 11th dimension, you have their sister race, you can call it, the Anu. But notice they're a feline aquatic ape, and the Anuhazi are feline hominids. Hello, Avatar. Blue cat people. Hello, Anuhazi. And here's their brother race that was once good. But they fell and started calling themselves the Anu Elohim, because they're also from the Elohai. They're also Blue Flame Elohai. Blue Flame Elohai, Royal House of Armentana. The Emerald Order, the Blue Flame. Just think Emerald Order and Blue Flame. Elohai. That's where the Anunnaki come from, man. This was originally their name, though, the Anu. On the internet, you're going to have it spelled A-N-N-U. But nobody talks about what they actually look like. You're just talking about what the artwork shows in Assyria or Babylon or Sumeria. You're not getting what the aliens actually look like. That's what an Anu Elohim looks like. A cat, a porpoise, or whatever. No, it's an aquatic ape, like a mermaid. A feline aquatic mermaid. This is a freaking Anu, dude. Not what you see in these typical Anunnaki videos. I mean, I'm guilty of using those pictures too, but now I can make my own pictures. That's what I do now. I make my own pictures of these beings. And you get to see what a feline aquatic ape actually looks like. But these races are the ones who create the Anunnaki. The Jehovian Anunnaki. Not the Anudraku. Not the Anudracos. This is the pure, real, full-blood Anunnaki. So, anyways, I want to make sure everything, the live is still going good. Yeah, okay. I just thought it was important to show that, you guys. I'll go back to the camera. There we go. Much respect to you, homies. That was just a little bit of galactic heritage there. And I just want to explain that connection with the brother-sister race. You know, the Anuhazi cat people, the Christed ones, 12 strands, have a lower strand sister race called the Anu. But they actually fell, renamed themselves Anu Elohim. That's what the Guardians say. And so it's the Anu Elohim who created this Avenger race. And they're meant to attack us Lyrans. Lyran Starseeds or Indigo Children, anyone connected to the Guardian races, such as these. And so that's their purpose, man. That's why the Anu Elohim created them, to avenge them. They're called the Avengers of Anu. Excuse me. If you guys are interested in that, I made a blog on my website. Check it out. But also, I've made a lot of videos about Anunnaki. So I'm probably going to make a playlist, because Anunnaki seem to be one of the most popular topics on my channel. Even though people have differing ideas about the Anunnaki because of the distortions on Earth and the distortions in the New Age movement. The New Age movement is very, very active. Very, very active. And actually, they started doing their channeling shit. It's the Jehovian Anunnakis that are doing this. Well, other aliens too, like the Andromes, are actually not Andromes. They're actually the Necromaton beetle people, which are a fallen angelic race. Just as powerful as the Anunnaki. So, we have this drama being played out in our planet. And remember the reptilians are involved too. Is this my keyboard? Yeah, my keyboard. And I mean, we just want to go peacefully and evolve, right? But they mess with us. They invade us. You know, they're trying to conquer us. So we're just like in this multi-dimensional war, man. It didn't even start from us. It was an Elohim war. And get this. Elohim, abbreviated L, E-L, is Elohim. The fallen guardian race, no longer serving law of one and all are equal, all are God. Oh, now it's serving through fear and guilt and shame. And for some reason, sexist patriarchy put down women. Demand subservience, demand blind worship. Sound familiar? So this is a war, man. It's a consciousness war between our people and some of these beings who use their free will, you know, to attack the Lyrans. They attacked us. They attacked our planet. They attacked our Stargate. They destroyed our Stargate. Right off the bat, they're against the Christ, the Christos. They wanted to cooperate. They wanted us to cooperate with them and to destroy, you know, because they're part of our family. They wanted us to help them destroy the reptilians. But the High Council, the Lyran High Council, said, no, you both need healing. That's what they told the Anunnaki. And then, Anu Elohim. The Anu Elohim didn't like that very much. They literally attacked their guardian, our planet, our Stargate. They literally, it's like, you know, when Darth Vader brings the princess up to the front row and shows her the destruction of her planet with the Doomstar. You know, the glee of these wicked beings of destroying all life on some planet. So, anyways, the whole point was they were trying to destroy the Stargate, because if it's the Stargates that are connected, and it's a universal Stargate. Universal Stargates make templates, DNA templates. It's our DNA template. The universal Stargates is the human DNA template. That's because the humans are the guardians of Stargates, of our Stargates. We're the guardians of this universal gate 3, or, you know, we're the third dimension. So we're the part of this. We're not the center of the universe like they teach you in this stupid new age of what, heliocentric or something, where even the sun is circling you. You guys, just like flat earth bullshit, this is meant to scam you, trick you, mislead you. What else can I say? It's ludicrous, ridiculous. God is spherical. Okay? And you're going to see that the realities are spherical. Like, you could say spheres within spheres. You saw the diagram. Reality fields, you could even say oval-shaped, spherical, and this is a theme you're going to find in God, in the creation. And so many people are duped by this, man. Even just totally ignoring even basic science. Like some of these main speakers, you know, saying how the sun's magnetism should be magnifying all the moons. There shouldn't be moons, he's saying. They should all be orbiting the sun. So he thinks that proves flat Earth. Anyways, I don't know what the hell he was trying to prove there, but that was not proof of jack shit. So and I told you guys to look at star trails. Look at star trails. No, it's real simple to put star trails. And look at the pictures, the images. It's round. And notice how on the North Hemisphere, this won't happen on a flat Earth. But because there is a North Hemisphere and because there is a South Hemisphere, that's why certain countries see different constellations. Why does this sphere see different constellations than the Southern sphere? Let's hear your brilliant flat Earth answer for that. Where the F are meteors coming from? Aswipe, in a flat Earth model. Tell me where the F are meteorites coming from. Machiwa. And here's another thing. The moon. Did you guys know that everybody sees the same image of the moon? Okay? Everybody sees the same texture in the moon. You could draw it. If you're a Russian kid or American kid, we all see the same moon, the same face. It hasn't changed in all these decades. Everyone's seen the same moon. Okay, so in a flat Earth model, if then the moon, if you're on this side of the map of the world, the flat Earth, you would be seeing this moon at a different face, and this person will see a different face from the other side of the flat Earth. You know, we all see the same face because we're all on an orb. Because the moon is in what do they call it? Where it doesn't move from that face. Look, you still see the same face. You still see the same face because it's a round orb. Sorry, I just get attacked by flat earthers sometimes. Machiwa. So these cat people, it sounds ludicrous. The first reason is because they're aliens, maybe, or maybe it's because they're blue, or maybe it's because they're aliens that look like cats. One of those or all of those bother you. So once again, I guide you to the attention of the ancient Egyptians who lived thousands and thousands and thousands of years before your propaganda, right? Before your ideas. You got ancient Egyptians carving, however they put this hieroglyphs in their temples. That's what the pyramids are. They're temples of beings with animal heads. Humanoids with alien heads that are like cats' heads. Human body, cat head. Or I don't mean to say human body. A humanoid body, cat head. What? Thousands of years ago, Vatos aliens in ancient temples. What do you think that is? Why don't you see what they called those beings? From the stars, gods even. They're not gods. That's a distortion. Realize the ancient Egyptians, gods, they're beings from other worlds. Some of them were guardians. But, we got taken over in ancient Egypt. We got taken over in Atlantis, Lemuria. So, once you get taken over with the F, that's where this is coming from. Atlantis. All of our drama is coming from, I didn't finish my train of thought with the Elohim. El. This E-L is Elohim. El. Michael. Ariel. Gabriel. There's their allegiance right there. That's who they're serving. Anu Elohim. And I showed you them on the diagram. 11-dimensional dark avatars. Fallen angelics. Okay? They're aliens. They're fallen angels. You get a distorted idea of what is God in the Bible, of what is an angel in the Bible. We talk about angels as being multidimensional aliens, homie. And you got to talk about the matter form changing too. As those are higher evolved beings in different universes, their matter form is more evolved. They don't have this physical carbon matter body. They're ghost-like. And so we are remembering this stuff again. Some of us are actually on a spiritual journey, activating these chakra, these Templar, which are what? What does that do? It activates your memory. You suddenly go from hope or belief, needing faith, needing proof. You go from that consciousness into a being who's now psychic and perceiving other reality fields, and in the beings that consciousness that lives in those reality fields, dimensions. So once you were a non-believer, now you're experiencing the shit. Or once you were a religious person, and now you're spiritual. Because now you're not about dogma, you're about this universal union. And that's what it is. We call it unity consciousness. We talk about Christ consciousness too, but unity is where all are God. All are coming from source. Did you see the diagram of creation? That was a small piece of creation. It's all within God. And God made it that way. God made it polarized. Magnetic, particle universe. Electric, antiparticle universe. Together, one being. Not just magnetic, female. Not just electric, male. See? You're a distortion. You're a piece of a whole. Gender is a piece of something greater than itself. A portion of a larger self. That's what we are down here. We're a portion of a much greater being. A 3-strand being with the capacity of 12-strand. And let's say that's 12 levels right there. There's 12 levels. An indigo child has double that. So 24. Indigo type 2s have triple that. So 36 strands of DNA. 4, that's what Joshua was. Jesus. He was a 48 strand. He didn't come with that turned on, of course. Excuse me. He didn't have that turned on. But that was his potential. Like all of you starseeds and indigos, your strands are activated up to your third eye. Except for the heart. She says you have to activate the heart. But the higher strands are there within you. Your crown, you call thymus, your thalamus, your galactic 1, galactic 2. But we have this Earth star and also the Maharata. So that's the Christos, the important one, right? This is a pure white star, pure white, and the 11th dimension is dark gray. So you could say dark silver or dark gray. I say dark gray because I can visualize that in my mind for some reason better than. I love silver because sometimes I hear sonics in my consciousness. It's weird. We're having this connection, I guess. Sometimes while I'm speaking to you guys, I have these like mystical experiences. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. It's weird. So, but if you guys can feel your crown, palm chakra, wave it over your crown and see if you can feel stimulation on either this chakra or the palm. Go like this. Move your hand across the middle of your head, because that's where your crown chakra is. You can try to find the crown chakra first. Like, where is it? Where is it? Try to feel for it. Go over the area until you feel like you connect and can sense and feel it. Feel the middle, because most of these are aligned right here. Most of your Templar. The throat, right in the middle. The third eye, the crown, all in the middle. Obviously, the palms are not in the middle. Your fingertips have micro chakra, miniature, and so we learn all of our anatomy, guys, our energetic spiritual anatomy. That's what these teachings are about. That's why we always point you towards to learn from her. We're not making anything. She probably doesn't even know I do this. I'm just simply believe that that's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to guide people to the teachings. Even try to teach some of it yourself. And think about this, you guys. You'll become knowledgeable about this. You'll start to understand it, and you'll become articulate in it, and you'll be comfortable enough to teach people around you. Maybe your friendships, your relationships, your family. Maybe you want to do social media, and all the power to you guys, because we're just all speaking our truth. We're all shining our light. At least we're supposed to. We may get distracted. We're not perfect down here. I mean, we were distorted. We have distortions because of the planet. It's distortions. So, and plus that shuts off a lot of our consciousness. So we're all dealing with a portion of ourselves. We don't get the full width and breadth of who we really are. We're diminished while we're down here. And we're just a fraction of our soul potential. Remember, the soul is 12 of us. So, I mean, I have to go back and forth and explain sometimes that, hey, sometimes I'm just speaking about the earth seeds. Because obviously you guys know that you already have the DNA. You don't need to ascend, you've already ascended. We have a specific task. We're meant to raise the consciousness of earth, and that's done through helping people raise their consciousness. It raises Earth's consciousness. The indigos and starseeds raise the consciousness. And Earth is doing it herself too, but we're helping her. We're meant to work with her. Actually, as a guardian, you're going to learn all these like priestcraft type of stuff. You're going to learn that we have access to Earth's grids, and we were stewards of Earth's grids. We would be able to access this energy and this consciousness, this memory, this record, this communication. You've been walking priests of these ancient ones, these Lyrans. And so we're all the way connected, all the way up to the blue flame, Elohai. We're children of the Elohai. That's why I pray to the Elohai. I pray, you could say, speak to, communicate to the Elohai every day. And I recommend you guys do too. If you don't feel connected to the blue flame, connect to the Holy Seraphim. And I call them all holy because that's what they are, man. And when you start seeing these holy beings, high level, multidimensional, extraterrestrial, higher density beings, when you start seeing them, man, and first you'll just see them as individuals because that's all you can understand, until you get to a point you start seeing like a mini. You start to see the collective aspects of these beings. The more that you awaken, the more that you see of yourself, of your world, and of others around. Just like some people could walk up and read you, have telepathy with you, or read your energy, see your energy. Some people are totally clueless and have no idea. And they think it's all a joke or it's all bullshit or a scam. That psychic powers aren't real, that this energy is not real. I used to believe that. For real, guys, I used to believe that, like many of us. We scoffed at this kind of stuff. Made fun of it even. Boy, was I wrong, right? I mean, I didn't know better. I had to be more enlightened, more code. And that's a constant task for us, you guys. As light workers, as indigo children and starseeds, we're meant to keep learning, keep studying, keep training, and understand it's a very honorable what we're doing. It's a great honor to do it, to come and help the human race, to help raise their consciousness. We're not their saviors. We can't be. No one can be. They have to learn the information themselves, make their transformation, so they can go through a metamorphosis. Think about this. If you're going to, basically, you can call it magically transform into another reality through a Stargate. Doesn't that sound pretty magical? Pretty sci-fi, mystical, whatever, enchanting. Well, this is how it is, you guys. But not all beings do that. Not all beings will go through a transformation. Some are going through a self-destruction. Remember, the Guardians call that the path of chaos, which leads you to the destiny of sorrow. And that's the worst thing. Destiny of sorrow is you are destroying yourself. While Guardians and people serving light are going like this, expansion, bringing in that blessed creator energy. Well, you're not. You're going like this. You're falling. You're not connecting to creator's energy and consciousness and spirit. You're just falling from your own free will, your own thoughts, your own actions. This reality is happening to you. You're on the destiny of sorrow, man, because of your actions and thoughts. Doesn't mean you're damned and you can't change that. You can. It's not like religion's false creeds saying that you're damned forever and unforgivable after if you do not believe, and then you go through this judgment and then you're cast into the lake of fire. Whoa! I'm a Christos being. I'm a Lyran Starseed. I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. What's up? That's right, homie. I'm an alien, and so are you. Religion was created by dark aliens. There's not supposed to be religions, homie. That was the design. That's a fabrication. And remember, most of this shit starts with the Anunnaki, so you talk about them a lot. Remember, they're related to us. The reptilians are not related to us, homie. I mean, we're all God. We all, in the end, we are, but we're trying to keep this dialogue here and understand that from a point of view, from our point of view, from 3D. So, but I know you guys understand that. You realize that, right? We're all just. First, you're going to go through a series of remembering your immediate soul family. And then you're going to start looking at your greater soul family. Because remember, you have actually 12 souls. Okay? And each soul incarnates into our level 12 incarnates. Which the Guardians call Taran. And so the 12 Taran are... 12 times 12, that's 144 incarnations. And it's an exact number, man. Not, oh, you're going to live 23 times. Oh, I only live 17 times. No, everyone's going to be going 144 times. You want the strand 1, 2, and 3, you have to go through all those lifetimes to get them. Strands 1 through 3. Because every strand of DNA has 12 sub-strands. So you have a frequency and then you have sub-frequencies. So those are each lifetimes. But remember, if that only one soul is doing that and you have 12 souls, well that's more than you thought. And think about that, man. You can connect to any of these 144 different selves. Incarnates. You will eventually learn how to connect to them. Imagine, but when you get up there, you'll be connecting to multitudes of yourself instead of just this little self. Like I wish I could, just show you at least what I've seen up there, man. Not, I mean, just so you can witness this freaking. you know, we're all God, but when you see something so unbelievably godlike, it just humbles you and puts you in awe and puts you in love. You love this great mighty being. You're in awe, you're awestruck, and you're just enjoying the moment of seeing this holy being. I mean, you try to be humble within yourself. We try to live a good life, be peaceful and loving to all, treat everyone with, like, you know, a lot of you guys say this word a lot, namaste. Do you ever stop and pause and really think about what that means? You're saying that I understand, I see the God within you, I see God in you. Namaste. I see God in your eyes, your spirit, your soul. I see God in you. You are God. I am God. We're all God. Understand God. Because many people don't. They think only certain people are God. Bullshit! Homie! We transmute that shit. You don't have to say the bad words like me. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. Sorry. Not sorry. We can be perfectly imperfect down here. It's perfect to be imperfect. Yeah. God's perfect and imperfect. Wow. What a conundrum. No, that's wrong. It's not accurate. You're all perfect. God's perfectly imperfect or imperfectly perfect. Or one or both. Maybe God's both perfectly perfect and both imperfectly. What? That doesn't make sense. You're either pregnant or not pregnant, you know? You're either perfect or you're not. No, that's the problem. People are saying there's something that is imperfect. But you're all perfect. That's the distortion. I mean, that's the message. You're following the distortion. Why? Why are you believing in the lie? I mean, are you one of those people who are following Christianity because your parents were? Or maybe your parents were Buddhists, so you're a Buddhist. Why? Why do you have to automatically follow your parents' religion? Oh, here's another one. Why do you have to always follow your race's religions and holidays? What? Who said that? You're not this body. I'm not even this skin, but I am. I am something greater than this shell, this vehicle. Okay? So you see that and can live a different type of life down here than other people who are thinking the reverse of this, who oppose you, and they call themselves religious and they call themselves spiritual, but they're not either. They're not behaving like a spiritual person, right? You know, these people saying they're following God, they're following Jesus, but they're judging and damning people. But they're following God and Jesus. Well, I would say you're definitely following Jehovah, but not following Jeshua, Sananda, the Law of One. That's what I meant to say, the Law of One. Machiwa. You know, because there's a lot of ugliness in the world. We just want to see pleasant, friendly news and shit. Don't you want to just see some happy people and happy movies and happy... No, you want to watch horror and you want to watch Fox News or whatever news. You know, what kind of news? Wait, what? Do you know that these aliens are the ones who own your media? Oh, you can say the dark illuminated ones, but who do you think owns those bitches? You know? They're just punks, man. They're just middlemen. Haven't you seen, you remember this Fox Mulder and Scully show, X-Files? And they had this fictional elite group of people who were controlling things behind the scenes. who had connections to alien beings and shit. Yeah. Hello. Disclosure. I mean, think of all these different things happening on Earth. We have our little dramas down here, and then there's the government having their wars, secret wars, and fights with aliens, and then you got other things going on in spirituality and people going in different dimensions and meeting guardians and aliens and starseeds. And you have all the little animals doing their thing, plants doing their thing, elemental beings doing their things. You have all this life, all this consciousness, all in the same space, all in the same worlds, but in different vibrations, so that you can't see each other, generally, you know. Only unless you shift your consciousness and learn how to master it and travel different levels of yourself. It's awesome, man. The supernatural becomes your normal. I'm just really happy. And if you guys notice the picture of this video, it's one of my art pieces, and I might list this one for sale. It's one of my favorite female Lyran pictures, because I make this artwork, and I'm not going to always have them with blue skin, but for most of the beginning ones I want to have blue skin, because I'm trying to get the appearance perfected. So, but I'll be releasing more artwork. I just get I get little some of these projects take too long, and I don't reach my goals and stuff in time, you know. It takes longer than I thought. So, but anyways, we're doing good, you guys. We've had like a good growth rate, pretty much. I mean, we're now in our getting close to 50,000. I would say in maybe 2 weeks or even 10 days, we should hit 10. We might get to 50,000 on YouTube. I mean, I have 90 plus thousand on TikTok and 160,000 plus on Instagram, 10,000 on Facebook. Twitter doesn't really count yet, because I've only been on it for a few months. So, I mean, I registered that account a long time ago, but I didn't even use it, and still, like, whatever, you know. I was first showing like spirit orb videos. I was all into spirit orb videos because I was seeing lots of orbs, and so if you guys look at some of my first videos, you'll see some of those videos when I'm showing like a portal. Literally, it was like a huge amount of orbs suddenly out of nowhere just started streaming in. It was crazy. And then later on, like a few weeks later, or maybe it was even less, like a week later, it happened again in the same part of my floor. So I knew it was a portal of some sort. It's just too weird coincidence, and more thousands of orbs come out. And I caught this on video. It's on one of my videos, so please take a look. And these orbs are undeniably orbs. They're round, circular things flying through walls. You see them going through the floor. You see them levitating and then disappearing into the floor. No joke. Good footage. Excellent footage. I don't know why that didn't go viral. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It's not what I'm teaching. I just wanted to share that with people. I just thought it would be extraordinary for people. But people's consciousness, it's like dust particles, insects. And some of them are blinking. Oh yeah, okay. Blinking, dude. And some of them are in different colors. And some of them are linked like this. Their bodies are three-dimensional, but they're merged. I see them merged like this. 2 round spheres merged. And I've seen 5 connected to each other. Maybe it was like 5 or 6. And this chain of orbs, 5 or 6 orbs, it came out of the wall. And I show it coming through the wall. I showed a shitload of orbs in Sedona. Nobody cared. It don't matter, dude. One day I'll have 1 million subscribers and my orb videos will hit tens of thousands. How's that? I love them. I just know it's positive energy. I feel positive energy. And I know their energy, consciousness, something to do with the... I don't know if they're disembodied spirits or just spirits from the earth, but I know they're coming from the earth. Maybe it's from the core. I don't know. I don't know that much. I just know that these beings have consciousness. They're actually sometimes aware of you. Like, they're just busy flying, right? Going somewhere. And there's many of them. It's not like I just see one or two and wow, out of a 10-minute video. No, you're going to see hundreds of orbs in a few minutes. No joke. I would like to see some of your videos because I know some of you have done it. You can do it with your cell phone. Hey, I'm thinking about them. Maybe they're around. Let's look for them. Yeah, let's look for them. I have to reverse. I hope it works. This thing has like 5 cameras on it. Yeah. Oh, the microphone. If I walk out of this room, see the microphone's on a stand, I can't like take it with me. But we're gonna look for orbs, okay? So there's no sound required, okay? Oh, I need my glasses because I can't see my own phone screen if I can't, and I won't be able to see the orbs. So, let's take care of that issue real quick. Sorry. Don't step on my glass, or don't sit on my glasses, dude. I know that's what you want to do. No, I don't want to do that. What are you talking about? Is that what I just did? Holy shit. They seem to be okay though. Yeah. Alright. Here we go. I don't have furniture, or I have some stuff. Like, I'll just use this area as easy. So, how do you flip the screen? Maybe it's this button. Hey you guys, I think the problem is I'm using some app to share my phone camera, and I forgot about that, so I don't think I can do that right now. But what I can do is make a live video. Can you hear me still? Make a live video of with my regular cell phone. Yeah, I wanted to show you orbs, you guys, because they show up, you know, half the time, I would say, because you don't see them all the time. And there has to be some type of activity that's drawing them. I believe, because they're curious energy beings. They're energy beings, and you see them. That's another thing. You'll see them some brighter, much more brighter than others. So I gotta figure this out. Don't know why. Testing. Looks like it's going fine. Thank you guys. I want to see. Starman, what's up? Jasmina. Wasn't Amun Ra? I believe so. I mean, I'm not agreeing that it's an actual god, but you know, we know what gods are now. Gods are actually aliens in higher dimensions claiming to be gods. It's a scam. It's a joke. It's a lie. It's not a god. It's an advanced alien being. You can respect that they're more evolved than you, but if they're trying to trick and harm you, what the F, right? If they're lying to you right out the gates, I don't know. So, but yeah, you guys, I've literally can tell you my own testimony that I've seen these beings, and it's not like I was picked up. Well, I believe I was picked up by a UFO because I talk about that story. I've seen a UFO, and it zapped me or did something to me because I know I felt myself out of my body for a moment, and I believe I was just being returned. And the fact that I saw clearly, real obviously a UFO, it was connected, obviously. But I've seen these beings lucidly, like utterly clearly, like perfectly, you could say. So I knew it was no confusion or bullshit. It's called lucid, kind of like you go into lucid dreaming. This is where your consciousness, you know how your body's sleeping. Well, your consciousness is not sleeping. Well, most of the time your awareness is not connected. You don't have the memory, and when you come back out of your sleep, you know, you wake up, you don't remember the dream. Not everyone remembers dreams. Most people don't. Or maybe I even heard people believe that they don't dream at all, which I believe everybody dreams. You just don't remember, right? So, but this is where it starts, you guys. This is where your alien connection starts. This is where your spiritual journey starts, in dreams. Because what is dreaming? Well, look, you're falling tired. You're getting tired. See, even in science, your brainwaves are going from alpha, beta, gamma. No, wait. Gamma's up there. Theta, I mean. Let's start over. This is retarded, because this is the Greek alphabet. Why the F? Can someone explain to me why, if it's a Greek alphabet, why do they say beta first and then alpha? It's stupid. Whoever scientist did that, why would you put this one? Maybe I'm going to look stupid because I should know the answer, but I think it's stupid that they put beta alpha. It's alpha beta. But the scientist said beta alpha, like a jerk off. I don't know. So we have a beta waves, alpha waves. That means you're more sleepy, or you're sleepy. You're going into an altered sleepy state. That's brainwave activity, homie. You go into sleep. Now you're in theta. You go into real deep sleep. Now you're in something called delta. Your consciousness is doing this. You can think of it in brainwaves if you want. But you're doing something more. You're actually changing realities. A dream world is a real world. Maybe some of it's nonsensical. You know, that's a localized dream. Some of these dreams are going outside the boundary of your reality. According to Ashiana, I've heard us say her more than once, that you actually go all of your consciousness in dream state. Everyone. Because you have to. You need to go all the way up, get this energy from the 8th dimension and bring it back down. And now that's, your body is not immortal. It needs energy from somewhere. It's getting source. It's getting that energy when you're refreshed. It's getting the new energy every time you sleep. Every time you go up up the ladder, right? And come back down, and you're gonna have some journeys along your way that you may remember. Some people, it's just nonsensical because they just have regular, I would say, within your own time dimension. You're limiting yourself to the more divine experiences, right? Because you're staying in the low worlds, so to speak. So, but you go beyond the dream work until you start going into your third eye, then you can see shit. You don't need no one to prove nothing to you because you start seeing it yourself, man. At first, if you're spiritually immature, you're gonna think it's not real, or you think you're tripping, or you're thinking someone's messing with you with magic or something. You get scared. Because you don't know this type of reality, and it's not knowing scares you. But people who are on a spiritual journey, they get used to seeing beings. Thank you for that love. Thank you for the hearts. You're so kind. We get used to seeing these spirits. Little kids can see dead people. The sixth sense. I see dead people, and people can see spirits and aliens and spirit guides and ancestors. I see these chief like Native Americans with feathers and everything, man. I see them speaking and talking like advice to a group of a tribe of people around, like a medicine man, like a leader, a spiritual leader. And more than once, many times, and of course I start doing my light language, and it sounds like Apache or Cherokee or something like this. Who knows what it is? I just know that not all of them are from this world. Some of your lifetimes are from other planets, other timelines, other DNA. You might get visited by one of these versions of yourself and think it's an alien. Well, in some respect it is from another terrestrial world than you. But it's you from a different reality, different matter form, a different timeline. Maybe you'll meet one of your androgynous selves, a future self that doesn't really feminine, not really male, it's both. Get that appearance of both, right? Because that's what we really are. You'll see a high-level androgynous version of yourself. Eventually you awaken. Over the past year, I've been getting more into the collective consciousness. And so I will see multitudes of beings, not just one. Inside one being, you'll see many beings. Or it's kind of like this automatic telepathy. It's a Wi-Fi. We can communicate to each other. That's what I see it as, a Wi-Fi. Like, everyone has this potential, but not everyone's got the device. Like one of those the Wi-Fi router. So, but we're learning how to do that again, you guys. We're learning about that history, that identity. We learned that we're much greater than we originally thought. And it's not like an ego thing and you I'm better than all the people who haven't awoken yet. That shows you haven't learned jack shit. If you still got this chip on your shoulders, what the... That's basic 101, spiritual 101. You take care of shadow, you take care of ego. You act nice. No? Why? Why are these religious people angry and damning you and judging you? They're not happy people. Look. They're not friendly people. They're not loving people. Can you not see this for yourself? Maybe you haven't awakened your consciousness and you're still stuck in this old energy, this old pattern. It's a form of vampirism. You're not going to be 100% human When people keep taking from you, taking pieces of you, taking some of you, taking your wife and your kids and your husband, your government, your everyone wants a piece of you. Everyone wants to get paid. Everyone wants their share. Everyone wants their cut. Come on, give me my piece. Give me my cut. Oh, you ain't doing it. You ain't pushing it. So it's like, damn, everyone's like junkies or something. Like they have to have something. It's wow. Beginner spiritual lessons. What are you going to do with it? Like, real, right? Don't you guys see there's a lot of selfish people in the world? They only care about themselves. You know, that's the false creed of me, me, me. It's not about me, me, me. Hello, that means you literally don't even have an expanded consciousness to see, oh, there's actual other people that matter around, not just me, me, me. Because usually the me, me, me is taking. Ones who love others, think of others as equal, they're giving. And if you live in a community where everyone is giving, wow, you benefit, and so does everyone else doing that. When you get vampires taking from many people, that's not a win-win. That's a you lose and they get what you got. They took what you got. They're thieves, they're gangsters, they're criminals, they're fallen angels. They're demons. What's up? Are you surprised? My Chiwa holy ones. Yeah. How is your inner cat power? Your inner Lyran? I gotta make a video about your inner Lyran, homie. Yeah. I'm not a cat person. And we're not talking about little kitty cats. We're talking about, wow. Yeah. They love their braids, dude. They put their hair in braids. I wanted to do that, and or you know, people say braids or dreads. I know I found out that braids are painful. Like, truly, I've heard people's testimony say that as soon as they got it, they took it off. It was crazy painful. Or it's going to be regular pain that you have to deal with to have your hair pulled so tight. That's what braids are. Why would I want to be feeling this shit all the time when I want to focus on work? I don't want to be focusing on pain and taking painkillers and all just for some appearance. So I kind of changed my mind about that. I don't know if dreads are the same. Are they also painful? I didn't check that. It's not the same look I wanted, but those are kind of cool too, dreads. Anyways, it's a great time to be alive. We're going through this spiritual awakening. We're doing it together, holy ones. We're learning about the Lyran Starseeds, our ancestors, our higher consciousness, and they're around. They're the higher version that sees all of the lower versions. They see us. You're not alone. How could you imagine it? It's not like they interfere with your free will and are going to be just giving you ascension. You have to earn that yourself. You have to make that yourself. You have to manifest that yourself. So, I think that, let me see. This window's messing me up. Locks teach patience. Do they? There you go. That's a good way to put it. Francisca says meow. She's a cat. You can never comb your hair again with locks. Yeah, you're right. Goodbye to styles and shit, right? Well, yeah, I guess you can make different braids, but styles and... All info... this is Natalana. Welcome, Natalana. All info from so many different sources has become conflicting. I don't know who to believe anymore. And I understand that frustration, right? And that's understandable. It's true. That's the whole point of them confiscating the truth, is distorting and putting out false creeds. That was the whole point of them making our religions corrupt and distorted, serving opposing principles than the original principles. Fear ain't no original principle, man. A wrathful, vengeful consciousness is no part of our original teachings. Those are the religious distortions. Now, someone like you who's asking this, right? You're not sure who to believe. Go back to the law of one. This is the universal law of one, So, if these other people out there that you don't know who's telling the truth, if they go against the universal sacred law of one, they don't think all are equal. If they introduce teachings about inequality or any teachings about elite beings that include chosen ones, that's BS. That is not what the Guardians teach. That's hierarchy. That's false creed. That's the opposite of what we teach. So just realize that's a universal law of one. You don't have to agree with everything we're talking about. But if you can, that can be like your Geiger counter. That could be your distortion checker. Is basing things on the law of one. You should be teaching, we should be teaching our children law of one. Teaching that all are God, all are the creator, all, and that maybe even as your kid gets older, you'll be teaching them how there's a spiritual war. And that your child will have to choose on their own what they serve in the spiritual war. So, because you can't impose your a religion or a belief on your child. They should be able to choose, straight up. But that's not what happens. Kids are dragged, okay? They will be taken to church. So, well, anyways, we're like, grow up and maybe stop living our life for our parents and start living our sacred beliefs for, finding out what we believe in. When we lived a whole youth of following our parents. And we maybe love our parents, right? But we don't want to do the same things they do. So, or maybe you don't get along with your parents. I get along with mine. I love my parents. I get along with them and respect them. So, and whatever their beliefs are, I don't push my beliefs on them. They don't push their beliefs on me. It's I wouldn't say that was always the case. They used to push on me when I was younger. Adult and younger adult, but no, I'm not going to that church, who effed me up. So I couldn't spend all my holidays with my family. They're celebrating Christmas, they're celebrating Easter, and all these other holidays. Easter, what? Is that God? Is that sacrificing Christ? Yeah. Resurrection, Jesus' birthday, yeah. It's some pretty messed up, the pagan gods are up in your face. They're in your planets, they're in your astrology, they're in your days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Thursday, Thor Day. Those are all God's names. You have these, you would say, alien type of symbols in the government buildings, and you would say it's all like planned, and that's their that's their creed. That's their it's like when people did this to Hitler, right? They're giving hey, what's up, homie? You're my homie. What's up? You're my homie. I serve you. You're my leader. You're my master. You're my guru. You're my president. You're my emperor. You're my king. You're my queen. You're my god. What are you doing? Get off your knees, Vato. You're God. Stop worshiping other people as God. I'm not telling you what to do. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it that way. But realize what's going on here. People are worshiping other beings as God when God has always been, always will be everything. Somebody wants to capitalize on God. Someone wants to put a brand, copyright on God, and say. Some people want to say we're only God. BS, BS, BS. The truth has never changed. It's not an earth thing. It's not a religion or dogma thing. It's a sacred, universal, non-dogmatic, egalitarian. Y'all are equal. There is no dogma you have to do. Free will, free choice. No, that's not what religion is. You have to make a choice. You must believe this. You must. Someone is telling you that you must believe this. Oh, really? So, the Lyran homies come here. The Lyran Starseeds come in and say, hey, what's up? Here's some truth. You resonate with it? Yes, I do. Thank you, Guardians. Thank you, Holy Ones. Machiwa. Alright, you guys, I'll be finishing up. It was a good energy, a good night. I'm so happy for you guys. You guys, if you've learned anything from this live, please consider donating. Even do a private PayPal link. I put the PayPal link? No? Oh my gosh, I forgot. Well, the PayPal link is in the description, you guys. That's bad. That's my bad. Maybe even... I bet you Starman was trying to remind me. It's all good, homies. I have so much fun with you guys. I mean, no, seriously, there's been times where I keep thinking, like, a few times where I don't know if I'm going to do a live, and I think about it. Should I do a live? Am I going to do a live? I end up doing a live. There we go. I put a link at the top, you guys. It's been... Some of you are members, and I thank you so much for being a member. Thank you, James. I appreciate you for being here. Livy. Thank you, Livy, for being here. And you guys, you don't have to believe everything I say, and maybe there's something you hear you do resonate with. Okay? And that's perfectly fine. And here's something to think about. Did you know that we can still be friends and still get along if we don't agree on everything? It's real. We don't have to fight and argue and get mad and judge each other. Come on, are you serious? However weird you are or different or strange you are, we love you. We follow law of one. You're God. You're God. What's up? Even on your bad days and you're mean and rude to people or whatever, you're still God. You're God. Start believing that within yourself and within others. Love yourself. Find your inner Christ. Find God within yourself. Because that's where you're going to find it. You ain't going to find it over there and over there, over there, or somewhere else outside. It's inside. They call you guilty, inferior, sinful human creatures. No, we don't. You're God. You're sovereign. You're free. You're beautiful. You're perfect. I love you guys. Unconditionally. Come again, you guys. Come on the flip-flop. On my next video. Yeah. And I've been coming a lot, right? Like 5 times a week, something like this. I just made myself I'm on an alkaline diet. Sometimes I cheat, though. I'll be honest and transparent. I don't always follow the alkaline diet. Sometimes I have a cheat meal or two. I'm not perfect. I'm trying to do better. But I have some alkaline electric chili waiting for me. Yeah. I love it. It takes 10 tomatoes, the plum tomatoes. It takes half cup of bell peppers, some green and red, half cup of onions. I mean green, half cup of green, a half cup of red, and a half cup of onions, and some seasonings. Put some garbanzo beans or chickpeas, some that have been cooked or already been processed, and then you put seasonings like salt, some onion powder, some oregano, and I put some sweet basil and some chili pepper powder, and man, it tastes off the chart. It's freaking awesome. I don't even think about meat. It doesn't need meat. It tastes awesome, and it's alkaline. So, I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. You guys are beautiful. You're spiritual badasses. Yeah. Don't let anyone tell you different, homies. You're like on fire. You're representing Blue Flame. You're Holy Elohai, Emerald Order. What's up? Take it easy, Vato Locos. Namaste, Holy Ones. Machiwa. Good night. Peace. Please leave comments. Like the video, homies. Watch my playlist. Go watch some other videos. What's up? Yeah. You guys make me happy. I'm so happy.